their interface, and we are live. So hello everyone. I know it's Saturday evening and I'm assuming that a lot of you are also exhausted like I am. But we have a very, very interesting conversation today with Saima and Fernanda. Fernanda works with Imagine Foundation, and Saima has been one of the candidates that graduated from the program. So we are going to chat with them and talk about the opportunities available in the tech space in Europe, and also get to know Saima's story a little bit better. So hello, ladies.
Hello, Faiza. Thank you for having us.
Great. You're always welcome. So let's start with you, Fernanda. So what does Imagine Foundation do, and what exactly are the initiatives or services that are there?
Mm-hmm. Okay, sure. Imagine Foundation is an NGO based in Berlin. What we offer is a digital bootcamp to help people who dream about a career in Europe. We mainly focus on tech people, software engineers, because we need to find a specific field to target, to focus. So we target the tech field, and then we support anyone, men and women from any country outside Europe who are interested in developing a career abroad.
Great. So when we say software engineers, do you mean all levels of software engineers, and what is the usual experience level that you are usually?
Okay. Well, we have learned from the last 3 years working in the market in Germany that usually companies, they are more likely to hire people internationally when they have already some industry experience. Usually the idea would be at least 2 or 3 years of work experience. So we of course, we have students with less than that, but I would say that the idea would be having at least 2 or 3 years of work experience. In this way, your chances to find a job abroad and to get a relocation are much higher.
Got it. So someone who's like, who has a few years of experience working locally will have a better chance to find a job there in Europe, right? So
Definitely.
Tell us a bit about your digital bootcamp, because that's how we started talking as well, talking about the digital bootcamp you guys have. So what exactly do you offer in this bootcamp, and how can it help you?
Okay, sure. The bootcamp is online, as I told you before, is self-paced. It's very, very simple. It has only 3 steps that you take at your own pace when you can at your home. The first step is a technical assessment, very simple one. The second step is a CV and LinkedIn makeover. We will share with you our resources, our library that will help you to understand the CV partners, the information the recruiters expect to see in your LinkedIn profile. And then you move to the third and final step, which is a one-to-one session with your career coach. You will discuss possibilities, you discuss how you can find and apply for jobs in Europe with your career coach, and they will also give you feedback on your CV and your LinkedIn profile. Everyone who graduates from Imagine at the end of the program receives a 360-degree feedback, which is a document where you find a full assessment of your readiness to the job market in Germany, in Europe overall, as well as you will find a lot of resources online and free of charge resources that you can use to further develop your skills. We encourage everyone who finishes our bootcamp to apply for jobs, to actively apply for jobs, because there are different opportunities posted on LinkedIn, Indeed, Stepstone, and other popular job boards posted every day. So we really encourage our students to apply for jobs immediately after finishing the bootcamp.
Great, amazing. So what countries do you usually focus on?
Well, we started from Egypt because we had our first fellows there, our first ambassadors living in Egypt. But I can tell you, Faiza, that now, 3 years later, Imagine has fellows, has students all over the world outside Europe. Our focus are the countries outside Europe. The 900 students who graduated from Imagine so far, they come from countries like Pakistan, of course, Afghanistan, India, Egypt, Jordan, Palestine, what else? Yeah, all those countries. Also some people from Brazil, from my country. So we are everywhere outside Europe.
Great, great. That's amazing. And when it comes to targeting hiring companies who are looking for resources, what country are these companies from?
Most of our partners, we work with some partners. I would explain this later, but let me briefly tell you, companies that support what we do, companies that support a diverse workforce. So those companies, they are mainly in Germany. However, people can apply for jobs and can use what they learn from our bootcamp when applying for jobs all over Europe.
Right. So I'm seeing comments on the Facebook live session, and Almas is saying hi to you, Saima, and she's saying remember me. So I hope you do remember her. And let's move towards you and just um, tell me a bit about yourself. What exactly do you do?
Yeah, basically, I'm working as a senior quality ops in Douglas, which is one of the leading beauty platform that is e-commerce space. So I am currently in the manual as well as automation testing both. So yeah, there's a lot of things to learn here and a lot of opportunities to grow here. And most of the one of the best thing is that we can contribute to our ideas. We can contribute our ideas and they implement it. So yeah, this is the thing. Yeah.
Right, great. And you were previously based in Pakistan, and then
Yeah.
you went there?
Yeah. Yeah. I've been working in the Pakistan for 13 years and now I'm working here since 1 month.
Okay, okay, that's amazing. So my next question for you, Saima, is that how did you find out about Imagine Foundation?
Uh, I had been contacted by the Fernanda on LinkedIn, but before that I was applying so many jobs in the Europe, in the Germany, in the Australia, in different countries, but I was not getting the response from them, even interview call. But later on, when I joined the bootcamp of Imagine, it really works for me, and they just prepared me from every angle. Like they just shared me C60 feedback cycle, which covers the how I can improve like LinkedIn profile, how can I improve my personality, how can I improve my speaking skills. So everything is covered in that document, and I just focus on this document to through the areas that I need improvements on, and I just improved it. And within 2 months, I got the interview call from one company, which is I'm currently working on.
Okay, so this sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So how was your overall experience working with a team? Because of course you were working with a team that was not part of your own country, and it was a new team. I'm talking about the team at Imagine, and of course, then your workplace as well. So how was your experience?
So if I am talking about the Imagine company, the coaches and the all the mentors are very good and professional. They just help me very much how to get prepared for the professional interview call, and they were very supportive for me. And if I talk about my current company, some of them from the India and some of them from the Egypt, and all of them are very cooperative and they can share their expertise, and it's very helpful for me to learn from them, to learn from the different cultures.
Yeah, of course, cultural diversity is extremely important and a very important learning moment in any professional's life. Absolutely. So Fernanda, back to you. So what kind of jobs are available currently, and what are the companies looking for in a candidate that is coming from another country or joining from another country?
Mhm. Yeah, Faiza, I can tell you that overall in Europe, the tech market has a high demand for candidates for all the roles in tech. Specifically for the case of Imagine, we are able to support the following roles: backend engineers, front-end, mobile engineers, QA, software engineers, and data scientists. These are the roles we can support, but of course people can find other roles like UX designers, web designers, other many roles. In terms of requirements, we already talked about one very important one, which is having industry experience. Other aspects that I believe are very important for companies here are a strong motivation to learn new things, to learn about new technologies and methods, as well as a strong motivation to build an international career, of course, and the ability to confidently and comfortably communicate in English, because you will find people, as Saima said, from all over the world in your team here. So it's important that you can easily communicate with them. You don't need to have a perfect English. Some people believe that they need a very strong English. No, you just need to be able to communicate with your coworkers, people from many other countries in the world.
Right. Someone just asked me a question on the live session that um, if they want to, start a career in Germany, will not knowing German language be a problem for them?
This is an advantage of the tech roles. For tech, you can find a bunch of roles, a bunch of jobs that do not require German skills. You can easily work in English.
Great. So what exactly is the process for someone who wants to kind of get in touch with you and your team and work alongside, Imagine's team to find opportunities in Europe?
Okay, yeah, to join Imagine, it's super simple. The person just needs to go to our website where you will also find more information about our bootcamp. Then they will hit the button apply, and then that's it. Within 48 hours, we give them a reply. The website is www.joinimagine.com.
Great. I'm also going to add it to the caption. So if someone wants to, take a look at it, it becomes easier. Almas has asked a question. She's asking that, do you guys do placements outside of Europe as well?
No, we mainly target Europe because every market is different. The rules for CV, the rules for the interviews are different. So we need to specialize in something. Our expertise is in the European market.
Got it. So the next question is that what initiatives are companies there adopting to create more opportunities for women? Because so Saima is from Pakistan, I'm also from Pakistan. There are some cultural restrictions and perceived kind of rules and regulations that people have set on women, and they think that it's not very safe or it's not very conducive for women to just travel and go and work in some other country. So what companies are doing there to facilitate that?
Mm-hmm. I can speak from the perspective of the companies, but if you are still curious, you can ask Saima to tell her own perspective. What I can tell you is that companies, they are really concerned about increasing diversity. They know that this is important for innovation, for example. So they really encourage more participation of women and people from different cultural or religion backgrounds. What they do are many things. I will give you some examples. We have hiring partners, as I told you, companies that support what we do. And what they do is sharing their jobs, their positions with us. If we see that our students have interest in those jobs, we make the connection between the companies and imaginary students. So this is one thing, looking for partners that are able to connect companies in Europe with people living all over the world. Other things they do are, for example, avoiding gender bias communication, gender bias terms in the job ads. They try to use more a neutral language in the job ads. And some companies, they even go further and they explicitly say that they encourage the participation, the application of female candidates. What else I can tell you? They create quotas to guarantee that they will have female candidates, candidates from different countries, candidates from different religion background, for example. Overall in Germany, I can see some incentives for women candidates. For example, if a woman in Pakistan receives a job offer from a company in Germany, this woman is able to apply for the family reunion visa at the same time when they apply for their, her own visa. So they can move to Germany together with their kids and partners. Once working here, pregnant women have the right to have maternity leave 6 weeks before the due date, 8 weeks after the birth. Besides that, both parents, fathers and mothers working in Germany, they are entitled to a parental leave during the first 3 years of the kids. And they decide the duration of this leave. So there are a lot of incentives for women to work here and to move to Germany.
Right. Great. So once someone joins the boot camp that Saima went through, what exactly are the contents of the boot camp? What will they learn?
Mm-hmm. Sure. So in the first step, they take an assessment. In the second step, they will learn about how the application works. What companies, recruiters expect to see in your application in order to consider you as a candidate, in order to select you for one of their jobs. They will also have access to articles, videos, podcasts that will tell you about the interviews, the second step. So once you have a successful application, what should you do? So Imagine also provides this kind of content to our students. And then in the third step of the bootcamp, in the career coaching session, the student will have the possibility to discuss any questions they might have about job market, about relocation, about interviews with a career coach. I believe that one of the very important things people learn in our bootcamp is it's a personal assessment, I would say. You learn how ready you are for the job market. What are your strengths? What are the skills you bring that makes you a strong candidate for the positions here? As well as which are the skills you could further develop and what can you do to achieve that? So those things are the things people learn when they take our bootcamp.
Great, amazing. So tell us a bit about the career coaches. Who are these people, and what exactly is their role, other than just look at the application?
Hello.
Yeah, did you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah. So I was asking, someone posted a question on the live session that what exactly is the role of career coaches, and what are they doing other than reviewing applications and kind of mentoring applicants? Are these people from the tech industry?
Yeah, some people are from the tech industry, but most of them, they have a background in recruitment. They are recruiters, HR managers, talent acquisition people, or simply people who are passionate about helping others. and they take our training, so they understand the needs of the job market here. They understand how the applications work. Most of them, I would say 99% of them are foreign people, are people who experienced the process of relocating to Germany, looking for jobs here, getting a job, joining a company here. Most of them, they experienced this. What they do is reviewing the CV, the LinkedIn profile, and then meet the student at the end of the bootcamp to have a discussion, to discuss about their skills, their application, and give them some guidance on how they can find and apply for jobs here. This is the main role of our coaches.
Right. Another question just came in. They are asking that, can there be a coach, career coach for Imagine Foundation?
We definitely have coaches living outside, especially in India. I think we have 2 career coaches living in India. It's just important that you know about the job market, and yeah, especially if you have the experience of applying for jobs here, I would say that yes, you can definitely help other people by sharing what you learn.
Great, great. So Saima, coming back to you, there is another question for you that they want to know that what tech stack you are working on and what domain you're working on.
Yeah, I'm working in the e-commerce domain, and tech stacks. I'm working on the Java, mainly Java, and I use the different type of tools like Cypress. Mainly Cypress are following. I'm using the StormForger for load testing, for Jira, and Zephyr for ticket and the bugs and test cases management, and RESTflow tool for the REST API testing, and JMeter and SOAP UI for API automation. Yeah.
Great, great. So tell us a bit about your experience of this transition, because of course this must have been some kind of a cultural shock for you as well. So how are you able to kind of manage it? Because I've been to Berlin once and then Potsdam for a conference, and for me, like, it was a really different experience, living all my life in Pakistan and meeting with people here, and then going there and meeting a lot of people that I knew virtually but met them for the first time. So it was a very good experience, but again, a culture shock for sure.
Yeah, sure. It's my first time that I go to some new country, and it's a new thing for me and difficult also. But yeah, I thought that I give myself some challenge. I want to give myself some challenge, and that's why I move it here, so that I can learn new things and meet new people. And this is the one step that I took from the Pakistan, just to get one step ahead. And when I am here, I feel much better, and there's no concerns from the female concerns and other things. Everybody is secure here from female perspective. So I think this is not a big culture shock for me, because there is a lot of security and respect for the women, especially. So it's a good place for the women to come here and start their
Right.
career.
And my next question was exactly that will you recommend other women to find opportunities in Germany? Will you encourage them?
Yes, I strongly recommend every woman to join the Germany, because although there is a language barrier here, but everything is perfect from the female perspective. They just have to be confident in your skills. They have to prepare for it. They have to do something that stands out from the crowd, that makes themselves stand out from the crowd. So this is the most important thing that they can do, to come here and to show themselves that what they can do, what females can do.
Right. So I got another question. Someone wants to know that where were you working when you were in Pakistan?
I was working in the Arpatech as an automation engineer.
Okay, great. So a few more questions for you, Fernanda. So again, I wanted to kind of talk to you about overcoming gender bias in the recruitment process. And you mentioned that a lot of companies there have quotas and they specifically ask for, women candidates. But I'm assuming that that's not all the companies, of course. So how do you think we can improve this situation?
Yeah, it's a super interesting question because you are asking me about from the perspective of the candidates. And there's definitely something that candidates can do to overcome these. I mean, companies are doing their efforts, but buyers sometimes are unconscious. So we also, as a candidate, can do something. One thing I always advise my students to do is removing unnecessary personal information from their application. CV and cover letter. You don't need to include marital status, for example, number of kids you have, or your religion, your age. You don't need to include any of those details. Also, a picture of yourself, it's not necessary to have on your CV. Of course, you have a nice picture in your LinkedIn profile, but not in the CV. It's not necessary at all. So these are ways to overcome certain bias in the application, in the stage one of the hiring process. In the next stage, I would say it's important that what Saima just said, it's important that you are very confident about your skills and you communicate this to your interviewers. So when you talk about your experience, your background, when you introduce yourself to the company, it's nice to prepare around 1 minute pitch where you show the recruiter what you can do for them. And you speak about it with a lot of confidence. Of course, all the jobs demand things that you don't know, demand things that you need to learn. But if you are a person who enjoys learning new things, if you are willing to learn new things, if you are willing to take on new challenges in your new job, communicate this, talk about your willingness to learn new things, talk about past experiences where you had to learn, where you had to work with different things, and you did this, you accomplished that. So you don't need to say that you do everything, that you know everything, because this is unrealistic. No recruiter expects to hear this from you, but they expect to hear from you about your willingness to learn and to take on new challenges. So say this in a confident manner, and I'm sure that we will break any kind of barriers regarding gender. Faiza, I cannot hear you anymore.
Is asking what is the fee, if there is any fee to join the bootcamp.
Okay, there is no fee for students. Our hiring partners that I mentioned before, they pay us a fee if they hire one of our students. So for students, there is no fee for the bootcamp.
Okay, great. Thank you. Next question is that I recently came to know about, this is not a question, this is a comment. I recently came to know about Imagine. You guys are doing an amazing job. Thank you so much, Lubna. And Lubna is saying, while applying to jobs in Germany, do we need to apply to companies specifically which offer visa-sponsored jobs?
Okay, let me clarify this question. This is a very common question. In Germany, we don't talk about visa sponsorship because usually the costs for the visa are very low, are below 100 euro for the visa application we're talking about. What you need to look for is companies that are open to hire from abroad. Usually, bigger companies with at least 50 employees, they have more probability to hire people from abroad. You don't need to specifically look for companies that say, I provide you with visa sponsorship. Another reason is that you can easily apply for the visa on your own. Saima did this in Pakistan, in Karachi. Once you receive a work contract signed by a company in Germany, you can get together all the papers, your personal documents, the work contract, take it to the embassy. Of course, before that, you make an appointment at the embassy, then you present your papers. After 4 or 6 weeks, they issue you your visa. So you can do this on your own. You don't need a company to do this for you. Actually, only you can do, because you need to do this in your city. And you can also afford the costs of the application. Of course, some companies, they offer you a bonus, so they compensate you afterwards for the cost of the application. Faiza cannot hear you.
Mara is asked about, can you hear me? Okay. Another question is that they want you to kind of elaborate the process. So I've of course shared the website link with them, and I've asked them to apply via the website. But would you can you just go through the process?
Sure thing. So the first and very first step is applying on our website. This is the very first step. After 24 up to 48 hours, we review your application, get back to you. You receive an email from us telling you about the next steps. The first step in the bootcamp, once you join it, is a technical assessment. It's an online multiple choice assessment about your technical skills. When you finish this, you receive another email with your score in comparison to your peers, to other students. So you see what is the score other students took on average. Then you will move to the second step, where we invite you to take a look at our library, our resources, articles, and videos that can teach you about a strong application, what a strong application looks like. So you work on your CV, you will reformulate your CV, you will reformulate your LinkedIn profile, and submit this to us, to your career coach. Your career coach will analyze this and provide you with feedback, and then they will invite you for a one-to-one session, online session, video call like that, where you will discuss about your CV, your LinkedIn, and then you will graduate. When you graduate, you receive, again, by email, your 360-degree feedback and other resources that can help you to find and apply for jobs in Europe. So this is the full process.
Great. Thank you so much, Fernanda. So another question is, so someone just posted that question. They said that, are there any opportunities for people who are differently abled in Europe?
I think so, yeah. I didn't work with a student with different disabilities yet, but I believe that there are no barriers for that. Yeah, we have companies that have accessible facilities, accessible entrances. I don't think that this would be a problem.
Great. Yeah, so we are getting a lot of thumbs up and good advice, good advice. Thank you so much on the live session. Yeah. Thank you so much, ladies. So lovely to chat with you. I don't think we have any more questions right now. Thank you so much, Saima, for coming, coming today. And of course, the idea was to kind of inspire more women to pick up opportunities outside Pakistan as well and kind of expand their careers. Thank you so much, Fernanda, for always being a great help, and your team for doing an excellent job. Really appreciate your time and all of your efforts.
Thank you very much, Faiza. Go ahead, Saima.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me to this discussion so that I can share my experiences. And this is a good platform to share with everyone.
Great, absolutely. Thank you so much, ladies. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Faiza, do you think I could take a screenshot to talk about our session? It was so nice being here with you today. So,
of course,
yeah, if you don't mind. Perfect. Okay, it's done. Yeah, I will post on LinkedIn and talk about your beautiful group. I think this is a wonderful initiative that definitely encourages women to pursue their career dreams. So thank you very much for having us.
Always welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.